Hey everyone, Stedman from Action Figure Overload doing a figure review of the Star Wars Black Series 6-inch Rogue One action figures. These are all the regular 6-inch figures that you can find from Rogue One that were released on Force Friday, so you should be able to find them in stores and online. From left to right, we have the Death Trooper, K2SO, Jyn Erso, Captain Cassian Andor, and the Toys R Us exclusive Imperial Hover Tank Pilot. So let's go ahead and get this review going with Captain Cassian Andor. On the front, we can see the figure in the window with his portrait on the bottom. On both the left and right side, we see the figure name. And on the back, we can see a description of the figure. And here we have Cassian Andor out of the box. And I'm gonna admit, when this figure was first released, I was not excited about it. I was not very impressed. But after opening him up and taking a look at him outside of the box, there are definitely things that I can appreciate about this figure. So let's go ahead and take a look at all the details, and then we can get into the accessories that he comes with and his articulation. One of the first things I want to point out is how when I saw him in the box, I just wondered why did they put him with the helmet attached to his head? They could have just easily made it a separate piece and put it to the side. But when I finally opened him up, I was very excited to find that his helmet actually comes off and it's a separate piece. So that's very cool. I was very pleased with that. Getting into the head sculpt, I think it came out pretty cool. The goatee has good detail, and on the side of his face we have some scruff. His eyes came out cool. They're looking straight ahead. The eyebrow detail is good. The hair, the sculpt in the hair looks awesome. I haven't seen good sculpt like this in a while, and I think that that's really cool on this figure. Moving down, we see that we have a little undershirt in there, and that's giving some good detail too. There's a nice little sculpt. It's raised here on the side, and then it goes down on the other side. There's a little bit of like paint splotching missing right there, and the same thing for his neck. The paint is kind of like rubbing through just a little bit for the shirt. Moving on to the jacket, I think the jacket came out pretty awesome. There's some nice detail here on the side flaps with all the ripples, while the rest of the jacket is nice and smooth. There's nice wrinkles here on the bottom parts of it, and also on the back. We have some nice folds, nice wrinkles here on the back. And the hood looks phenomenal. The sculpt that they did with the hood here, and then the paint that they added in and the shading gives it that great textured look, and it looks so lifelike. It looks realistic, and that's awesome. This came out really, really good. We see the rest of the hood is like folded down here, but yeah, the fur covering looks amazing. I think that's awesome. On the sides, we have this nice detail going down the side of the arm. And we see that he has some canisters here, the nice ripple effect on the arms. We get down to the gloves on the wrists, and again, this has great detail. There's this little band around the edge of the gloves, but then the rest of the wrist still has like little textured effect, almost like a stucco texture. And then the glove hand part is actually really smooth. We see that he has some more detail on the jacket. It's a little hidden by the glove, but we see that there's red and there's black there, so that's cool. On the other side of the arm, it's the same thing. It's just the line though, no extra side pouches or anything on the shoulder, and the same kind of detail for the gloves. And I think that that's really awesome. Trigger finger on the right hand, and then open fist on the left hand. On the waist, we have a belt. It comes with a nice silver buckle with 3 dots there. Looking around on the waist, there's the nice tan belt, and we see that there's a ripple effect here, and I think that that came out pretty cool. On the back, we have a little side pouch, and it came out really nice with the nice detail and the sculpt on here. We can see all the individual straps. The buckles came out really cool with that silver paint, and then more brown straps for it to hang out from the belt. And then looking around some more, we see he has these 2 canisters here on this side. Again, like the silver coming out against the brown looks really good. And we can see that there's good texture on this pouch as well. And there's good detail on the buckle here on the pouch, and then here on the front. On his right leg, he has a side holster, and that's where his little gun can go, his blaster pistol. And it's really cool because it opens up and you can put the pistol in very easily. And it can also close easily as well. So pretty cool. I like that a lot. Some of the older figures that came with the side pouch had it so that way it could close, but it didn't close easily. But this one does. It opens up easily, closes easily, and the gun fits in there and it looks very nice. Moving down, we see the pants have this light brown color. They're smooth at the tops and right above the shins, but toward the knees, we see this pretty interesting, like puffy, ruffled effect. So we see them on both of the knees and on the back. We can see that they're like smaller ripples and lines. I think that that's pretty cool. Instead of just giving him plain pants, he has like these different kind of pants that no one's ever seen before. On the left leg, we see this pocket here. And then on the right side, again, we have like the strap happening for the holster. Looking at the boots, they're a darker brown with a little bit of silver for this buckle. I think that they came out pretty nice. There's this cool little flap here on the top and another flap here on the middle. Adds some detail to it, gives it some texture, makes it pop out. And it's the same thing on the other side of the boot with the flaps and then the silver buckle. And I think that that came out really nice. The biggest gripes I have about this figure are the chips in the paint. So there's a chip there that could have been done a lot better. Here on the hood portion of it, that's missing some paint there too. And you know, just all around the figure, there are just some spots where the paint could have been a lot better. We can see that the beige color is coming through on the blue. Got some more here on the shoulder. And it's just, I'm not going to say that it's sloppy. I just think that it could have been done a lot better. Other than that, I think it came out all right. The captain comes with two weapons. He has this blaster rifle. The blaster rifle has a lot of good detail on it. The scope has like nice clips and nice knobs and dials on it. The handle has some grip detail on it, so that's sculpted into there. To the front, we have a little scope or laser sight on the tip of the barrel. Then that's cool too. We noticed that on the Hovercraft Trooper as well, how they had that on there. The clip again is longer, just like the Hovercraft Trooper blaster. We see some nice detail on the barrel here. We got some hole marks. But yeah, this is a cool blaster rifle. His second weapon is this handgun. I think that this came out really cool, a lot better than the blaster. I really like the two-tone of the gun, how half of it is the same gray color as the rifle, but then it's another like silver metallic color. And I think that that really makes it stand out. It really adds life to this weapon. We see a lot of detail happening with the handle, just like with the rifle, but this is a little bit different. It's smaller, intricate, so I like the attention to detail there. The clip looks really cool here. We got black paint on here for more added effects. The barrel of the gun has some texture on it. A bunch of little intricate pieces and like little knobs and clips on here as well. And I think that this blaster came out really nice. The third accessory that he comes with is this headpiece. I like the color scheme, how it's lighter blue, but then it has like this darker blue band around it, and the dark blue band matches his jacket. Tan buckles, how they match with the visor that goes around the top of the helmet. And I think there's a lot of good detail happening here. There's good paint apps on the visor, so it gives it that reflective sheen that a visor is supposed to have. We see the little communicator here is painted silver, and it has like the nice detail and nice sculpt with the knob there. We can see some lines in the helmet here, and I think that that adds like some great detail onto there. We see the little buckle there. It's not painted, so you can barely see it there. You can only see it if you really zoom in. I kind of wish that they would have painted that silver. That would have been a very nice touch. It would have added into more detail that pops out. We can see the lines happening up here, and the sculpt on this is pretty cool. For his articulation, with the helmet, his head can move down, almost all the way down, so he can look straight down. And moving up, he can barely look up with his helmet on. If we take it off, we can see that his head can move back even further. It goes all the way back into the hood, and he can still look down all the way. So it doesn't hinder the articulation moving down, but looking back up, he looks a lot higher up with his helmet off. His head can also move to the right and to the left. His arms move up and out. There is rotation right above the elbow, and his elbow bends at 90 degrees. His wrists rotate, and they do have a hinge so they can move in and out as well. At the waist, we have waist rotation, and there's a little bit of movement forward and backward for the waist. His legs, they move out that much, and they move forward just a little bit. His forward movement is hindered by his jacket flap, so that's a little lame. He has rotation at the top of his thigh, double jointed knees. His ankles, they move down quite a lot, and then they move up just a little bit, and there is pivot to the sides on his ankles, and he does have peg holes. Cassian stands a little over 6 inches. Here he is with Jyn Erso, and here he is with Jyn Erso and K2SO, forming the Rebellion team that we have so far. Initially, I wasn't very excited for this figure, but after doing this review and taking a look at him, I have to say I like him more than I did at first. The sculpt on this figure is pretty cool. He had some great detail, and he came with some nice accessories. The biggest problem with the actual figure is that he has scratches and chips on the paint on his jacket, and you can see some of the beige coming through over the blue. But other than that, the figure is pretty solid. I hope you enjoyed this review. If you did, go ahead and subscribe to this channel, click the like button, and feel free to leave a comment as well. And be sure to check me out on Instagram and Facebook. Thanks for watching.